Hey everybody, it's mdallman here, Meeting Planner's best friend. Want to thank everybody for being on my fourth Facebook Live call for meeting planners, hoteliers, and all those friends. But first off, obviously we need to empathize with how things are going right now. We know there's a lot of people that don't have jobs. A lot of people have been furloughed, and we just want to empathize with you and know that we're here for you. Because obviously in the hospitality business, we need to take care of each other, even more so now than ever. Um, we also want to make sure to reach out and thank all of our hotel workers, all of our first responders, the people that are working in the grocery stores, people that are driving the trucks to keep the shelves full. So thank you to all of you that put yourself at risk every day to keep us safe. So we definitely appreciate that. And obviously, the reason that we're here for this call and the reason that I developed this about a month ago is just to make sure that we're connecting with you and letting you know that we're here to help. There's so many planners that are just they're just lost, right? It's hard, and a lot of people have never been through this before, and a lot of people have never seen hotels close, have never seen their national sales people get laid off, have never seen their CVB reps get laid off, and we want to know that there's somebody here that can really help, just give you some advice and some honest consultation, and that's why I'm here today. So I want to thank everybody again for being on this call. I do want to recognize my good man, Brian Bruce, with Your Brand Voice, who is kind of keeping track of everything. If you have comments or questions, please relay them in the comment section of the Facebook Live event here, and then I'll address them as much as possible and get as many questions in as we can. I do have some preset questions that go ahead and answer also, but once again, want to thank everybody for being here. Put your questions in the comment section below. But let's get started. Let's move forward. And that was really I got to tell you, this has probably been the I don't know, I don't want to say the happiest week, but this has been a week where it feels like things are moving forward. I think you're really seeing that there's some direction from government. We had our global meeting industry day, which was fantastic, getting tens of thousands of meeting planners and hoteliers together to kind of share our hospitality. We had a great survey come out from PCMA. I want to thank them for putting out a survey of about 1,700 planners and associates. There's some great information from there if you haven't read up on that. Just some tidbits from that survey if you haven't read it yet. There's still over 61% of planners out there who are still looking to cancel or move or relocate a group. So trust me, you're not alone. There's a lot of people who are still looking for help and still wanting to know what to do. 50% of people are really looking to add virtual into their program that has never been there before. So whether it's webinars, whether it's speakers, virtually, whatever it may be, a virtual portion of the program is definitely coming into light too. And I think that's what you're seeing from this virus and how it's changing things. The other thing we have to remember is that there's 43% of planners from the survey that have either been furloughed or have their job affected. Obviously we've been talking about a lot of the hotels that have closed, hotel salespeople that have been furloughed or laid off, but you have to realize that there's probably 60% of planners out there that have been either laid off or had their salary reduced or their hours reduced also. So it's a tough world out there for everybody. And the other part is 81% of people are changing their contracts and their event insurance moving forward. For those of you who have event insurance, it's obviously something that's very important. And, I actually have a planner that added pandemics and epidemics to their event insurance after SARS happened. So really taking a look at that. If your event is a major revenue source for you, looking at your event insurance right now is vital and making those changes. And then obviously the other part is just the hotel contracts. The hotel contracting is going to change so much, and I can't emphasize that enough. One of the things I've always done for all of my clients is create a master hotel contract, and that allows you to make changes to your contract when things like this come up. So obviously adjusting the force majeure clause, adjusting the cancellation clauses, there's a lot there that you really need to take a look at, and I can't emphasize enough to have that. So moving forward, I think there's a couple steps here that I want to kind of go through everybody. And the first one obviously is the hotel contracting. through 2020. I think as people have seen, the events basically through June are being canceled or have been canceled. But I think there's a lot of people with a lot of events coming up in September, October, November that says, okay, things are moving forward. I see some government plans. I see some easing of state restrictions and gathering laws. So now what do I do? And I think that's what we really wanted to address on this call for you. So, first off, if you have a contract, you don't know what to do, you need some advice, you need some consultation, email it over to me at mdallman@hpnglobal.com. I will take a look at it. I'll give you a call. We'll go over it together. I'll get you some great advice and give you some options. The next one, negotiating room attrition and food and beverage minimums. If you have a program coming up through 2020, I highly suggest that you either reach out to me, or if you have another HPN rep that you work with or another meeting planner rep, third party rep, reach out to them, because right now there's a lot of flexibility in rooms attrition and there's a lot of flexibility in F&B minimums. So the best thing you can do is contact the hotel and say, you know what, I'm still moving forward with my event, but I know that there's going to be some fall off. I know that I may not make my rooms number, I may not make my food and beverage number, but this is something that's very important to me. So let me know what you can do. And really, I can give you an example. One of the clients that I booked over at the beautiful Hiring-Zigany Ranch, they had a September program coming up. Planner was just worried about what to do and kind of what the hotel's stance was. So I contacted the hotel. The hotel came back and said, you know what, let's take a look at this in June. And then in June, we'll offer you a 20% reduction in your rooms attrition. And then we'll also take away an appropriate amount or adjust the meeting space based on that room block change also. So I think that's a very fair option for a lot of people. But really, again, the second point, adjust your rooms attrition, adjust your food and beverage minimums. And really, if you don't know what those numbers are going to be like, I can tell you historically what I've seen from planners and people that I talk to is about a 20% reduction. Obviously, I think you've seen some other surveys that are like, hey, people can't wait to get out of the house, right? I can't wait to get out of the house. I can't wait to go to my next event. But then there's a lot of people, obviously, that are scared to go out and may not go to an event until next year. So kind of working on those numbers and having that flexibility is very important. So I would definitely address the rooms attrition and food and beverage minimums moving forward through 2020. The third one is looking at programs in the future. So if you're looking 2021 and above, the other part is obviously your force majeure clause. Your force majeure clause obviously needs to include pandemics, epidemics. I think another great portion to have in there is that even if your group falls into attrition, I think there's also a clause that I've put into my master hotel contract for my clients that says, even if this event falls into force majeure and the client ends up still hosting the group, the hotel will waive all rooms attrition and food and beverage minimums moving forward. Okay, so that's another, again, and that's a negotiation part with the hotel. Not every hotel is going to agree to it, but it is something I think to at least take a look at and make sure that you're addressing as a force majeure. The next one, my fourth point here, is city and state gathering bans. As we saw from President Trump and the government, the governors are going to be in charge of opening up the states. The governors have set different gathering bans based on number of people, based on different dates, whatever it may be. That gathering ban list is so, so important. I can tell you, us here at HPN Global, we've actually developed a separate document that tracks city and state gathering bans. So if that's something that you need a copy of, please let me know. It's going to be vital moving forward, especially within the next 30 to 90 days. Because again, if you're having an event in Minnesota, you're going to be, that area most likely will open up long before New Orleans will, or long before New York City will, or maybe long before California. So the gathering bans by state and by city are going to be vital for you to keep track of and know. And that's something here at HPN Global that we're keeping track of, and something that we'll be more than happy to provide a copy of to you if that's something that you're interested in. The next thing is the public health and safety contractual clauses. One of my really good friends here, one of our executives, Steve Scatino, created some great verbiage that we can include in future contracts also to make sure that hotels are actually addressing their CDC guidelines and making sure that things are being put in place for your attendees when they get there. I think Bill Kilberg, our CEO, actually said it best the other day. He's like, in the past, a lot of hotels had actually kept, you know, cleaners and maids and lobby personnel out of the picture when they were cleaning. They tried to kind of keep them hidden. Now you're going to see them everywhere because they want to show that they're cleaning everything, they're sanitizing and all that. So having more contractual verbiage like that, again, is going to be vital. The next one is the hotels CDC guidelines. Okay, so I can tell you probably, I'm going to take a shot, like 70-80% of hotels already have their own brand new sanitizing guidelines that they have or are putting in place for their hotel. So if you have a group coming in July, August, September, October through the end of the year, you should contact that hotel directly to get their new guidelines for cleaning and sanitizing their hotel. Because again, that's vital information that your attendees are going to ask from you. So something that's very important to put on your checklist. And then the last one is our Emergency Concierge International. This is a group that we work with here directly with HPN Global. They've actually put together a coronavirus contingency plan. Again, I can't emphasize enough how the information is power in this type of situation. It's a great plan. I highly recommend it. If you need a copy, let me know. But it really lays out, if you're having an event, the different things that you need to do, again, ahead of time as you prepare for this brand new world that we're all in. So anyway, so those are some of my guidelines moving forward, 7 different things that I highly recommend that you take a look at. Again, if you have questions regarding any of these, feel free to put them in the comment section here of the Facebook live event that we're doing right now. I'd be more than happy to answer questions as we go through. I also want to, recognize some hotels and some situations that I've been able to work in personally just within the last week. I had a lady that booked a program in Vancouver and contacted me and said, Mark, I saw your Facebook Live event. Can you take a look at this contract for me? I don't know what to do. We're coming in September, but we can't come because we're a horticultural type of group and we can't move back any further. So we just need to cancel this and move into 2021. So I contacted our great single point of contact at this property in Vancouver, gave her a call and told her the situation. And she was able to not only cancel the program and waive all cancellation charges, but she was also able to rebook them into next year over the same time period and give her the exact same rate that she had this year. So that was a fantastic, fantastic situation. I want to thank one of our great single points of contact, Amy Parmley, out there in Vancouver. Thank you so much. Those are what relationships are for. And again, that's why I say this is when we need to help each other. Okay, whether you're a meeting planner, you're a hotelier, you're a CVB rep, all of us are going through this. So we really need to take care of each other as we reschedule, we rebook, we cancel different groups. Moving forward, we're all here to help each other. Another situation that was great that I talked about earlier was High Sea Scottsdale. Again, Rachel, that's over there, is a great friend of mine. And again, we had a group in September. She was able to move everything back until June to look at 20% rooms reduction for their attrition, and then also give back an appropriate amount of space and F&B minimum. So again, fantastic hotel partners. Thank you so much. We're seeing, I got to tell you, a lot of people are like, Mark, what are you seeing out there? What are hotels doing in these type of situations? I can say, the great thing is that I've been in the hotel industry my whole life. I've been in, I worked in hotels for 20 years. I was in 14 hotels. I moved 9 times. I was a director of sales at 3 properties. And now I've been with HPN for 12 years. So I've either been working in hotels or selling hotels my whole life. This is all I've done. I've been through September 11th on the sales side. I've been through the 2008 downturn. And the thing that has been great about this, and granted, it is the worst hotel recession that we've ever had. That's plain and simple. But the great thing is, I got to say, probably 90% of the hotels that I talk to are fair, they're honest, and they work with the clients. And that's really all we can ask for. And that's really, in the end, we need to take care of each other. And I think overall the hotels have been great. And I want to thank all of them that have been there for us and been there for all of our HPN associates, because obviously we're all going through a tough time. But again, I want to reiterate, we're here for you. There's a lot of planners even on this Facebook Live call that don't know what to do. Their national reps are gone. Their CVB reps are gone. They can't even contact the hotel because their event planner's gone to even plan their event for this fall. So we all need to kind of help each other and be there for you. I can tell you another thing we've done here is that we have a list of all the contacts at every single hotel around the country. So if there's situations where you can't get in touch with the right person or need some help, contact me, contact HPN Global, contact your HPN Global rep. We're here for you to really take care of you and give you the information and everything that you need. So, all right, going on to that, I want to get into some questions. So I have a couple of questions that were sent in ahead of time, so I want to address those first. Yes, Jill, we will definitely thank you for your comment. We will definitely get you that emergency plan from Emergency Concierge International. I highly recommend it. It's great information, so we will definitely get that to you. Thank you for your comment there. But again, if you have questions that come up, put it in the comments section. We will get to them as soon as we can. But the first question I want to address comes from Jill in Orlando. And Jill is really, I got to tell you, I got to say at least 80, 90% of planners out there. Jill's, her question was, how should I be handling my future events for 2021 and beyond? Jill, I tell you what, you are in the exact same boat that all of us are in, and that's really why I wanted to do this Facebook Live event and really go over moving forward. Okay, we're all, I think we finally have a plan in place. We're looking forward to getting our events going again. Telling our attendees that we are open for business again. Telling our hotels to open the doors. But for 2021, a couple things I want to recommend. First off, take a look at your contract. Okay, every contract you have for 2021, I would take a look at it. Take a look at your attrition numbers. Take a look at your food and beverage numbers. And I think you have to come up with your leadership, what kind of reduction you're going to want to look at. Now, granted, I think a lot of planners I've been dealing with and a lot of associations that I work with, really, I think about 20% is the number that's been kind of thrown around and has been addressed with a lot of people that I've been working with. So taking a look at 20% reductions in your room block and in your food and beverage minimum and the meeting space. And again, you've got to realize you can't expect for example, if you plan on 100 people coming to your event, you can't plan on 100 people. Yes, is there pent-up demand? Absolutely there is, but there's still a lot of fear out there. And until we start really seeing events happen this year, I think being safe for next year is something, again, talking to your hotel partners, talking to your third-party partners, such as myself or other HPN reps, making sure that you're having those conversations with hotels and, being good partners with them. So looking at reductions for next year would be my first thing. Having that plan in place as far as the coronavirus plan, as far as what is the hotel doing, what are you doing, because again, that's where a lot of people are going to be looking to you now that you're looking to you as far as what is going to be happening moving forward. And yes, Christine, thank you for your question. 25 above existing attrition. Yes, that is correct. 20%. So if you're at an 80% attrition, you should try and get 60%. Okay. And again, you're not always going to get that. It is based on your hotel partnership. It's based on the relationship that you have. If you want to contact us and have us negotiate that with the hotels, I would definitely look at that. I wouldn't really call it a 60% attrition. I would really call it more of a review clause. So let's say you have a program in May of 2021. What I would do is contact the hotel and say, I tell you what, let's meet let's talk in like November or December of 2020 and take a look at the room block. You can kind of, again, one of the things our CEO, Bill Kilberg's always said is just breathe. All right, just take a deep breath. We're all going through a very unique, very unfamiliar situation. But I think making it more of a review date is the best thing you can do. So instead of asking, say, hey, you gave me 80% attrition and I want 60% now, and I want you to reduce this and this. Okay, well, you also have to be a good hotel partner. So the thing that I would suggest is get a review date in place. So contact your hotel partner and say, you know what, let's take a look at this at the end of the year and see where we're at. So then I can really truly plan. Maybe I do need a 20% reduction by the end of the year. But you know what? Maybe I only need 10 or something like that. So yeah, I think keep your existing attrition clause in place, but get a review date with the hotel to really take a look at things. And also, when you're looking at your rooms number, you also are going to have to take a look at your meeting space number, because hotels aren't just going to allow you to, drop, 20 or 200 rooms in some type of review. You're also going to have to get rid of an appropriate amount of meeting space. So keep that in mind. So hotels contingency plan, as far as the CDC sanitizing guidelines, making sure that you have your own plan in place, making sure you're addressing your contracts ahead of time for 2021, I think are important. And then obviously just really keeping track of your city and state gathering bans. Again, it's changing so rapidly that I really suggest keeping an eye on that. So thank you, Jill, for that question. Great question. Next one is from Sharon in Virginia. Since the hotel I booked is closed and my sales contact is furloughed, how should I handle my event moving forward? I tell you, that's another situation that's really come up. There's a lot of people that have events in September and October and say, you know what, okay, the gathering ban, we're going to be done in June, July, whatever time frame it is, but I've got a group in September and I got to get my BEOs going. I got to get my room sets done. Maybe I need to adjust my room sets. That's a question that's been coming up a lot too, is how are room sets going to change? Do you think you're going to have, 500 people set theater style for your general session anymore? I don't think so. I think in these times, you're going to have to look at making some adjustments based on some of these CDC guidelines and just based on what makes people feel comfortable. I think you're going to have to look at crescent rounds. I think you're going to have to look at putting chairs around the perimeter of the room, because people may not even want to be in that group or be at a table with somebody or be in a row of chairs classroom style. They may want to just sit on the side of the room or in the back of the room in a separate chair and listen to your events. So those are also other things to seriously consider there. But as far as contacting the hotel and the hotel being closed, once again, I said earlier that we do have a full list of people to contact at each hotel. Unfortunately, a lot of our hotels now that are closed, it's a director of sales and marketing, it's a GM, it's a director of engineering, and a security guard, basically at the front. Basically saying, "Hey, sorry, man, the park's closed. Moose out front should have told you." It's like you have, even like some of these huge 1,000, 2,000 rooms hotels are closed, and it's hard. So if you need contacts, let us know. There are directors of sales or GMs or people at the property that can help, and we'd be more than happy to help out individual contacts for those. Again, please let us know. By the way, Stephanie Jones, I just saw your comment. Thank you very much. Stephanie's a great friend and a great client of mine with the Water Environment Federation. And she was also one of those planners where they took a look at all their programs for 2021 and just a straight reduction across the board of about 20%. So we looked at the room blocks, we looked at the F&B minimums, went to the hotels, and we're negotiating those contracts now with those changes in place. So thank you, Stephanie. You've always been a great friend, and definitely appreciate that comment, because I think that's what a lot of people are trying to realize now. Again, moving forward, what do you do? So thank you, Sharon. Again, if you have a hotel that is closed, you can't get a hold of them, let us know. Talk to your third-party rep, talk to me, talk to any other HPN reps. We'd be more than happy to provide some contact information for you, at least, to get you moving forward. Last question I have here that was sent in ahead of time. Kate in Seattle. Since New York City, Seattle, New Orleans, and some other cities are considered hot zones, should I stay away or rebook my events in those cities? Yeah, that's a great question. I think this is going to come down to the governors. It's going to come down to when some of these states reopen. I can tell you the one thing that you're seeing is some of the cities, such as New Orleans, are really getting to a peak zone and just starting to plateau, where other cities have already plateaued and are coming back down. So would I stay away from them? You know what? I always tell people, pretend that you are an attendee of your event. Would you go to an event in August in New Orleans? I probably wouldn't. I'd probably stay away right now. Would you go to an August event in New York City? No, I probably wouldn't. Would I go to one in Scottsdale, Arizona? Yeah, I probably would. And again, it's kind of, we also get into the media fear factor of all this, where all you see is New York City, right? New York City, New York City. All these, half of the deaths in the U.S. are New York City related, and it puts fear into people. And you have to realize that your attendees are taking a look at that, and that is something that's important to realize. So, would I stay away? Yeah, I probably would stay away in some of those cities. But again, the thing that's going to be the most important for you are going to be the guidelines, the city and state guidelines from the governors. And again, this is going to be coming out daily. It's going to be changing. So those are very, very important things to take a look at, and I think that you need to keep an eye on. So, yes, hey, Sean, thanks for your comment also. Um, we will definitely send over the guidelines and recommendations. Let's see, a couple of 2 years. Yes, there's a lot to learn. Well, Sean, welcome to the fire. You've been put into the dumpster fire, and it's time to get out. But luckily, I think the thing that you'll see in our industry, there's a lot of people that are there to help, and you can reach out to myself or other planners. People will kind of give you some guidance and guidelines, and we'll definitely get that out to you. So, um, Luca, thank you for your question. What are you seeing with groups who have events scheduled in August, September? Are they canceling? Yeah, Nashville. I love Nashville, by the way. Nashville's a great city. The thing that I'm seeing is, I got to tell you, for August, September, I'm seeing half and half. I've got groups that are in September that, like I was talking about earlier with the High Regency Scottsdale Gainey Ranch here, they're allowing the group to look at a review clause in June, make adjustments based on then. But then I'm also working on another group that's up in Napa that is moving their program in September and want to move to next year. The problem is, and again, this gets into the force majeure area, where it basically gets down to the three areas: is the hotel open? Can you get there? And is there any type of travel ban in place? And if you're talking August, September, October, even, it's not going to be force majeure. So the best thing you can do is contact your hotel partner, get with them, and really talk through the process. And I can tell you, again, 90% of the hotels are going to be good. They're going to work with you, they're going to be fair with you. But then there's going to be other situations where, they're going to want their money up front. And honestly, there's so many hotels that are closed or having financial difficulty that they need that cancellation money just to stay open, or just to pay their staff. So again, if you need help on that, you have events coming up, like I said, give me a call. I'd be more than happy to look at the contract, give you some advice. Again, there's no cost for any of my services. I'm just really here to help in any way that I can. So, but for your September, October program, it based on the contractual terms you have. I think you got to really take a look at your leadership and see what kind of numbers you're going to be looking at. But again, we're really seeing things. If I were to make personal recommendations, it would be cancel everything basically through June. Okay, starting in July, I would say even after July 4th, events should be good. I can tell you, I have an event, Meeting Planners International, WEC. They have a World Event Congress that's in Dallas at the Gaylord Texan. That's June 6th through 10th, and that event has not been canceled. And I'm still planning on going if the ban does not ban us from going there for the event. So, but September, October, honestly, it's 50-50. Some have canceled and some have moved, and some have stayed. But it really depends on your contractual terms, things like that. Tell you what, send me the contract. I'll take a look at it with you and give you some advice. So, but thank you for that question. That was great. Any other questions that we have? Anybody else, Brian, that is popping up? What if a meeting planner or former hotel salesperson should join HP Global? Hey, there you go. Of course, yeah. Um, again, I'm a 20-year hotel guy, so I've been through a lot of this. And the tough thing is that I know a lot of people and a lot of hotel salespeople, and we all have friends, whether you're a planner or a hotelier, that has been affected by this. And yes, obviously with HP and Global, we're truly hotel consultants. And if you're furloughed, if you've lost your job, and you're basically a hotel sales rock star, you're looking for something new, you're looking for a change, you're looking for a positive career change, let me know. Contact me, shoot me your resume. I'll take a look at it, sit down and talk to you about it over the phone or whatever, and really give you some options and really see if it's a good fit. I can tell you, I joined 12 years ago. It's the best thing I ever did. Because now I can truly help planners. I can truly be open and honest with planners, and I can really sell any hotel in any part of the country. So, yeah, HPN Global has been a great career change for me, and that was back in 2007, again, when we were going through a downturn. So again, when you go through different economic situations like this, it really makes you take a look at everything. So yeah, definitely give me a call, contact me, email your resume. I'd be more than happy to take a look at it. So any other questions at all from anybody? Okay. All right. Well, thank you again. Again, I'm a meeting planner's best friend for a reason. You can check out more information on me at meetingplannersbestfriend.com. But again, we're truly here to help, all of us here at HPN Global. We really want to be here for you, be a resource for you. We know a lot of people are having a hard time. And if you have any questions that come up, if you're watching this later on down the road and you have a question, put it in the comment section still. I'll be addressing all these comments moving forward. And obviously, you can email me directly at mdallman@hpnglobal.com at any time. Be more than happy to help you out, take a look at your contracts, give you some options, and really appreciate all of you being here and taking some time out. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Stay positive. We are moving forward, and I think it's a great thing right now that we can move forward towards our events. So make sure you're making those plans and make sure you go through some of the things that we talked about today and give me a call if you have any questions. So thanks again, everybody. Have a great one.